On episode 20 of the 5th season of the Clone Wars TV show, Ahsoka Tano finds herself ensnared in a web of deception and betrayal. Wrongly accused of a heinous crime against the Jedi Order, she stands at a crossroads, her loyalty tested and her future uncertain. In the original timeline, Ahsoka leaves the Jedi Order, but in this alternate timeline, Ahsoka will stay. And then he enters, Anakin Skywalker, Jedi Knight and Ahsoka's former master, striding into the chamber with angry steps. By his side, the perpetrator of the crime, Barriss Offee, stands in handcuffs, her confession hanging in the air like a truth long withheld. Ahsoka's gaze meets Anakin's, and in that fleeting moment, a world of emotions pass between them. A mixture of hope and relief courses through her veins, while Anakin's eyes reflect a profound sense of determination and a desire for justice. Her decision is made, this time choosing to remain within the Order's ranks. The Jedi Council recognizes her worth and her resilience, honoring her with a promotion to the rank of Jedi Knight, a title she rightfully deserves. With this change, the balance of power within the Order shifts subtly, with Anakin now elevated to the status of Jedi Master, though still denied the coveted seat on the Council. Yet, as fate would have it, Palpatine's carefully woven web of deception is dealt a blow he hadn't anticipated. Ahsoka's presence within the Order acts as an anchor, preventing Anakin's gradual descent into the abyss of darkness. Palpatine's plans for isolation and manipulation find themselves thwarted, his expectations shattered by the resilience of the young Jedi Knight. However, the Sith Lord is not one to yield easily. Knowing that his plans are unraveling, he is left with two sinister options: to eliminate Ahsoka or wait for another opportunity to exploit her connection to Anakin. Seizing the moment, he dispatches General Grievous to hunt down and exterminate Ahsoka, whose survival stands as a beacon of resistance against his machinations. On a desolate and distant world, the clash between Ahsoka Tano and the merciless droid General Grievous unfolds like a dramatic opera of combat. The air is charged with tension as their opposing techniques create a dance of life and death, a symphony of acrobatics and precision that echoes across the barren landscape. Ahsoka's acrobatic finesse, a hallmark of her unique style, allows her to navigate the battlefield with remarkable agility. Her lightsabers blur in a dazzling display of green, delivering calculated strikes against her mechanical adversary. Grievous, his mechanical frame enhanced with malice, responds with a relentless assault, his formidable strength amplifying each swing of his lightsabers. Despair casts its shadow, threatening to engulf Ahsoka in its chilling embrace. But then, a tempest of raw emotion bursts onto the scene, a furious whirlwind of purpose and determination, Anakin Skywalker. His entrance is an explosion of seething rage, his eyes ablaze with a ferocity that demands retribution. His once bright blue eyes now burn with a sinister yellow hue, a chilling reflection of the darkness that has begun to take root within him. Grievous, the mechanical monster, utilizes his twisted form to execute unorthodox maneuvers, his multiple arms weaving a deadly tapestry of attack and defense. Anakin counters with the gem-so form, channeling his raw strength into precise strikes that chip away at Grievous' defenses. The battle is a relentless struggle, a display of their unyielding wills clashing amidst the chaos of battle. It's worth noting that Grievous had bested opponents who employed forms reminiscent of Anakin's before, yet the power and finesse with which Anakin wields gem-so sets him apart as the most formidable practitioner Grievous has ever faced. Anakin's determination is a roaring fire, fueled by his need to avenge his fallen friend. His attacks drive Grievous onto the back foot, unsettling the droid general's calculated strategy. The battlefield becomes a theater of carnage and fury as each combatant pushes themselves beyond the brink of exhaustion. With a surge of the Force, Anakin's grip tightens, and Grievous is lifted into the air. The droid general's futile struggles against the unseen force binding him mirror his own desperate attempts to reshape the galaxy in his image. Anakin's eyes, burning with the fire of vengeance, reflect the very heart of a soul tormented by the near loss of a dear friend. The echoes of Grievous' demise reverberate across the galaxy, sending shockwaves through the intricate web of the Sith's plans. Palpatine, ensconced in the shadows of his machinations, recoils as the news reaches him. Anakin's unbridled fury and determination have disrupted his carefully constructed tapestry of deception, forcing him to adapt and recalibrate his malevolent agenda once again. In the wake of Grievous' demise, the galaxy shifts. The Jedi Council is emboldened, the Republic rallies, and Palpatine's agenda is threatened. Yet, his cunning remains, and he devises a new plan to manipulate events to his advantage. Determined to shape Anakin's destiny, he separates the two friends, sending Ahsoka to Majito to aid Ki-Adi-Mundi in a critical campaign. In the midst of the chaos, Ahsoka becomes a target, hunted by the very soldiers she once fought alongside. The Octoptire droids, now pawns in a larger game, relentlessly pursue her through the destroyed city landscapes of Majito. Her agile evasion and precise deflections only carry her so far, until her resilience is eventually outmatched by overwhelming numbers. News of Ahsoka's demise reaches Anakin, striking him like a physical blow. His heart aches with the pain of loss, and the realization that he couldn't protect her from the darkness that now sweeps the galaxy. Seeking counsel and solace, he turns to the one who has always been there, the one who promised power and control, Chancellor Palpatine. With Order 66 executed, Anakin's descent into darkness is set into motion. His loyalty to the Jedi is eclipsed by his fear, his pain, and his lust for power. The once unbreakable bond between master and apprentice, between Anakin and Ahsoka, is now a shattered reflection of what could have been. As Palpatine executes Order 66, the galaxy plunges into chaos. The Jedi, once seen as defenders of peace, are now targets of ruthless betrayal. Anakin, now a Jedi Master, leads the 501st Legion on the devastating assault against the Jedi Temple. The atmosphere is charged with an eerie tension as the familiar corridors of the temple become battlegrounds. As he confronts his former comrades, the Jedi Temple becomes a scene of carnage. Jedi who once called Anakin friend and ally now stand before him, their lightsabers ignited in vain defense. Anakin's mastery of Gemso, bolstered by his unrestrained connection to the dark side, is a force to be reckoned with. The battle is swift, brutal, and one-sided, as his overwhelming power shatters the Jedi's defenses. The fateful encounter between Anakin Skywalker and Mace Windu is a culmination of years of festering anger, simmering resentment, and profound betrayal. Anakin's heart, once brimming with admiration for the Jedi Order, has transformed into a cauldron of seething emotions. His eyes, once bright with youthful innocence, now smolder with the fiery glare of the dark side. As Anakin stands face to face with Mace Windu, the embodiment of the Jedi Council's distrust and disdain, a storm of emotion rages within him. The shadows of past interactions haunt him, the doubts cast upon his abilities, the whispered rumors that question his loyalty, and the sense that he has been treated as an outsider despite his immense talent. The clash that ensues between the two Jedi is nothing short of cataclysmic. Their lightsabers carve arcs of blinding brilliance through the air, each strike resonating with the weight of their shared history. The very force around them trembles, its equilibrium disrupted by the intensity of their emotions. The metallic hum of lightsabers is accompanied by the low growl of Anakin's dark side, a primal force seeking release. Each clash of their blades ignites an explosion of energy, casting their faces in fleeting flashes of light and shadow. Anakin's strikes are fueled by a wellspring of pent-up frustration and sorrow, while Windu's measured movements reflect a steadfast determination to bring an end to the Sith's reign. The Force itself seems to hold its breath, caught in the tempest created by the clashing titans. Despite the setback, Anakin's unyielding fury pushes him to his feet, the dark side surging through his veins. With a cry that echoes the torment of his past and the anguish of his present, he charges at Windu with a ferocity that defies reason. His strikes rain down upon Windu, the once honorable Jedi Master now struggling to defend himself against the onslaught. As Windu falls, his defeated form hitting the ground, the air is heavy with the weight of sorrow and triumph. Anakin stands amidst the aftermath, his chest heaving with exhaustion. The halls of the Jedi Temple, once a bastion of hope and enlightenment, now bear witness to the brutal demise of the Order's defenders. With Ahsoka's absence, there was no one to remind Anakin of the light, no one to temper his rage. In this timeline, the galaxy still falls under the iron grip of the Sith, and the galaxy's last hope for salvation lies in the hands of a new generation of rebels who dare to challenge the oppressive regime that has taken hold.